as Len said, one person can make a difference, particularly when you're dealing with elected officials in a small town or city. They tend to be pretty responsive to getting a bunch of citizen input because they want to get reelected, and 30 people is a lot in towns our size. And, so if you can, what we did was we have 9 council members in Greensboro, and we had a group of people, like a core group of 10 or 12, that were working on the project to make Greensboro a cool city. And we divided up the 9 council members. We had 2 or 3 people agree to go talk to each of them. And that was real important, to talk to each of them individually and tell them what we were doing and get them involved. And we also talked to the city manager and other key city staff to let them know what we were doing and form those alliances. So then when we went to the council meeting and asked for them to adopt this, we already had most of them on board. We have one council member who was very opposed to it, thought it was going to cost us billions of dollars. He wasn't there for that meeting when it was voted on, so we got a unanimous vote. But it also helped that the Sierra Club was very helpful when we were ready to petition the city to adopt the agreement. Tom Jensen was the state Cool Cities coordinator back then, and they have a network that they utilized, and we were able to get over 60 people show up for a city council meeting for an issue that was not about a rezoning in their backyard or about their tax rate. So it was pretty impressive. And actually, it happened 2 meetings in a row because the way it developed with us, we had to come back a second time. But with that, also with the email campaign, there are over 100 emails that all the city council people are getting. So, if you have a small group of people, get organized and talk to all the council people individually and staff people, and get people to show up at the council meeting. It makes a big difference. And be prepared to adapt your strategy too. We have one strategy to begin with. We were going to talk on all the different points in the Cool Cities proposal, and then as it developed, we found out that wasn't going to work, and we had this big PowerPoint prepared, and we found out we didn't need that. And then we found out that everyone on council was prepared to adopt some agreement to move forward environmentally, but wasn't necessarily the one we wanted them to adopt. And so that's where we had to go back the second time. And we had a lot of people coming out at this point who wanted to get up there and tell the council why we needed an environmental agreement, and we had to remind them, no, that's not the issue anymore. They know that. We got to tell them why to adopt this one that everyone else is adopting, that Sierra Club was promoting. So anyhow, that's just my 2 cents worth on getting that program adopted. One of our advocates on the city council was Yvonne Johnson, and she later became mayor shortly after that. And so she's been very interested in sustainability. So we've been blessed with that. And she let it be known to a couple of us that she wanted to create a citizens advisory group on the environment. Well, it was in that stage for a long time. But then a couple of us put together well, actually Steve McCollum followed up with her, someone who's not on our group, as it turns out. He didn't want to be on it, but he followed up with her, and me and him talked with the mayor about setting up the committee, and we offered to give her a list of suggested nominees. And she said, great. And so that list basically became who the city council approved. Now, if we hadn't done that, we'd probably still be waiting for them to move forward, because this is something new. People don't usually wake up in the morning looking for something new they can add to what they're already doing. And then it was a question of, okay, what's this council going to do? And at that point, Bob and I had met with the mayor a couple of times about different environmental initiatives. And we offered to put together a mission statement. And she said, okay, sure. And so we put together a mission statement. We actually put together two, a long version and a short version, and we thought council would look at it and make changes and stuff. Well, they just adopted what we sent them. You know, it's like, okay, you know, they didn't really want to take the time to go into the details of it. It sounded good. Everybody wants to be sustainable right now. So the timing is good as far as getting a committee set up. Now, when we actually start giving them suggestions what to do, that's going to be a little different because, you know, they don't necessarily know what sustainability means, but they know that it's a good thing at this point. So I would just stress the importance, again, of follow-up, and the more work you can do for the elected officials, the easier it is for them to say, okay, that sounds good, we'll do it. And don't just sit back and wait for them to take that lead, because they may not get around to it, even if they think it's a good idea. You know, they may not have the time. They may have a lot more other things that are more important. And I believe that concludes my time. Thank you.